The speculation around the Celtic job is starting to focus on Roy Keane, story in the back of the Sun yesterday that he's expressed an interest in it. What do you think is right for Celtic at this point? And is Keano, should he be in the mix for that gig?
100%. I think so, yeah. Of course, look, anyone who listens to me now will say, like, look, he's been out of management. Is it the best part of 10 years? So there's kind of saying, like, oh, the whole Barstool fans, or Barstool managers, I should call them, will say, look, he's out of touch with the modern game. But definitely, Celtic have had a very disappointing year. You know, you think of, obviously, you've won 9 in a row, you're on for 10, it's great, and you know that they believe their own hype, and then obviously Rangers were incredible the season they've had. But I think if Roy was to go in there, he brings that winning mentality. You know, if you look at, you know, the impact he had at Sunderland, say, because Celtic will be low, they'll be flat. Like Rangers have blown them out of the water this year, which was unheard of. I'd love to see Roy take over Celtic. I think he would turn them around next season, and I think they would be challenging, and I think they'd beat Rangers.
So Roy's the man to get them back to the top. Then you're backing him to get the job done, not only to take over, but to get him back to the top.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
How big? Oh, sorry. Go on.
Like, obviously, the thing is, Roy has a certain mentality of you know, he's so used to winning, and he has that drive, and that is Celtic. Celtic is, I think it's a good fit in the sense that Celtic are used to winning. They don't like losing to Rangers. It's not like, you know, in the Premier League where, if you look over the last 10 years, you've had like Liverpool, Leicester, Manchester City. Of course, Manchester City have probably dominated. I think this is their 5th league title in the best part of 10 years. So, like, okay, they've had that great success, but in the sense of Celtic are used to winning all the time. Whether it be, you look at Brendan doing the trebles, you look at Neil Lennon doing a treble. Roy has that winning mentality. He has that hunger. I think if he was to take over, he would, you know, it would quickly iron out a few problems that have, you know, carried on or dragged out through this season. And I definitely would expect them to win the Scottish League title next season.
What sort of problem is Roy Keane good at fixing, David? Because on the outside looking in, it seems that if a team is lacking in motivation, that if they have the quality but perhaps don't have the attitude, he might be able to fix that. Is that a correct perception, or is he actually better tactically than we all give him credit for?
He's better tactically than you give him credit for. There's always this thing that kind of all the ones, people say they're dinosaurs, they don't know what they're doing, blah, blah, blah. But most managers played the game, they understand it, they've gone through the eras where things have changed. You look at Roy Hodgson, he's still, of course, he's stuck with his 4-4-2, but he's adapted and changed for, you know, God knows how many times. There's no doubting that Roy could go in and he'd give the place a lift. Of course, it's been Celtic fans, you know, would be frustrated seeing all the, you know, the Rangers celebrations, the way they've carried on, and the reminder that it's their 55th league title. I definitely think he'd go in and he'd be, you know, he is tactically aware. He knows the game inside out. Watches, sure, we see him every weekend on Sky Sports. You know, he'd bring that hard work, that drive, the success back to players. And I know he's itching to get back into management. I definitely think it's a good fit all around for both parties. It's just whether or not it happens.